Today we're going to be checking out most of our properties, going and showing them the inside and outside, different maintenance items that we have on the property that we have to make sure that gets done, so we can always have a high quality product. We're going to be going to St. Pete, Dunedin, and Safety Harbor. As you can see, there's not many wires here. Now the birds aren't hanging on them, pooping on everything. So there's that part. Things are issued. Those tree things, you know, you could take an issue, you could take a picture and send it to the tree guy. Hey, when you come by, please, if you can cut these back so they're not touching the roof. Please don't let anything touch the roof of the building. Also, when they're touching that, bugs will climb up the tree, climb into the thing, climb up the tree, climb into the soffit. So if we're removing them from touching the building, it reduces the probability. We spray bug spray from 2 foot out to 2 foot up. So if they're actually climbing up the building, they're not getting inside.
Right.
But down you got the tree. And you just make sure that your maintenance crew does those things, and then you actually have less problems.
Right.
Reducing the problems over time and just building into your model to reduce the probability of a problem happening. Is that a camera or a video?
Video.
Good, I'm like talking into the camera. Yeah. No.
So cute. So cute.
So this is our studio unit, and everything here is what you would get at the same quality of $1 million home, except in a smaller size. So our target client is kind of like retired couples and single women. Actually worked out exactly like I thought. People here that have these very expensive homes, their moms come to visit, their aunts and uncles and whoever, they use this as their mother-in-law suite.
Nice.
So they stay here, they sleep here, they got their privacy, their space, but they go back, they hang out there during the day. Mm-hmm. So very little wear and tear. Our AC units are 20 SEER. We pay a lot of money for them, but very, very low electric.
Yes.
I paid electric for this whole property in the summer, super hot. We're looking at still only $1,100.
Wow.
For everything. So it's very affordable. And then during the winter, I think we're at like $600-700.
Wow.
So it's not, again, affordable. Once we change these windows to hurricane windows, it's gonna make a difference. Once we change, these are insulated metal doors, which are good, but we're gonna switch it to fiberglass doors, and it's gonna be better. Reason is these metal doors are actually killing the batteries faster and killing the machines there. So we're gonna be replacing all these to fiberglass doors because it's the hot and cold switch is affecting the mechanisms, and it's like we're changing batteries faster. What question did you have?
In this unit, if we look around, what exactly would you say needs to be replaced within 6 months?
Every 6 months we change those batteries at the door.
Okay.
Now in between that time, they could be changed more often than that. That's normally the tenant's responsibility to do it. But we do it once every 6 months. And we just have to make sure to let them know, hey, we're going to do it once every 6 months, but it's also your responsibility to change it in between time. So if the batteries are low and so on. Now, if someone's really like, hey, can you change it and whatever, and we have it on the schedule that Jeff's already here, yeah, okay, we'll do it. But if you're like, hey, you know, we would love to, but we have him out doing all this other stuff that's really important.
Right.
We don't have the capacity to come and do this for you now. We would do this as a courtesy, even though it's not standard, but we just, at this point in time, we just don't have that capacity. You know, I know you understand.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But now with these, unfortunately, it was very hard, and I'm still looking for under the counter fridges that have auto defrost. So if you don't have auto defrost, this is a fridge with freezer, and I might switch it so there's not a freezer, but I think freezers are important. You see how this is freezing up?
Yes.
So once every 6 months, this is fully frozen. It could be because it didn't close it perfectly. It could be because of 1,000 reasons. But the point is, you never jab it with a fork because you're gonna break it. And they've done that. And then they say, nope, I didn't do it. And I was like, you're the first person that's ever touched this thing, and there's fork marks in the back of the thing, and there's knife marks where they try to jab the ice off. That's not how you do it. You literally unplug it, you let it sit, it thaws out, and you replug it. We have a second machine in there where we can pull it out, put the other one in, turn it on, let it defrost in that room, and like not have to worry about whatever. Just keep the door open, it'll defrost, it's just water. As long as we clean it, there's not gonna be a smell because there's nothing we cleaned it so there's no germs left. But if you don't clean it and you let it do that, the germs will get into the water and then they'll start, it'll be a nice science experiment,
Yeah.
So now our beds, every bed is a Sealy Posturepedic bed. Okay. Really, really high quality product, like $1,500 beds. So medium firm because that has the most people satisfied, right? Because everybody has their preferences. Eventually what we'll also have is toppers where we can have a pillow topper. So if someone says, I want a soft bed. Well, we don't have a soft mattress. What we'll do is we'll give you a soft topper. So then it'll feel softer for them. But that's later on when we have a little bit more capacity and I really want to buy a warehouse where we can warehouse stuff so we can. Because eventually, I had someone call me yesterday and they're like, I have $1.4 million that I want you to spend by the end of this year. What can you find me?
Wow.
And I'm like, well, I'm talking. And then he's like, well, look, man, why are you trying to sell me? What do you have? I said, okay, just so you understand, I don't have anything available. I'm trying to figure out what you like and I'm going to try to find it for you. Then his personality changed. He was like, oh, I understand. I need to know what you're looking for so I could try to find it in the market so you're satisfied with what we're going to get. So he's like, okay, well, I might have probably $2 million. So if $2 million, that means I need to buy $6 million worth of real estate, which means it's 30 more apartments. So we are going to be growing a good amount of time. So what we're looking for is building efficiencies that we can build processes where we can have eventually when we build out this process, you might not even do it. We'll have someone else do it. You're going to build out a whole bunch of processes. Like these are the things that should be done. You might not do it. You might have your assistant do it. Or you guys might help share a person and like collaborate with 3, 4, 5 people behind you eventually. So one person could do 100 units pretty easy. But once you go over 100, it's going to be obviously hard. So we want to get assistance in the back. So you could handle 300 units, but you have 2 people behind you or 3 people behind you doing all of the repetitive stuff that doesn't need your focus. Especially with the software system we're trying to find, a lot of them have the AI to automatically respond. So that's going to help with communication and how much attention you're focusing on it. Basically anything that takes you 15 minutes a day, we want to try to automate so you never do it and you're only checking it once in a while to be like, oh, okay, yep, it's still working. Yeah. And when we take away so many 15 minutes a day projects, obviously it's going to give you so much time.
Right.
We're
more productive.
More productive. And we're going to try to avoid driving. Like you can come to the project maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks just to see how's it going. Is it clean? Did the lawn guy need to do something? Does a pool guy need to do something? That type of thing. I want to avoid you having to come every day. Just if that isn't in your best interest, right? If there is better things to do. With this unit, they do clean this and they clean that every month. Okay. Now this maybe not every month, but that every month. That's a filter up there. Now this is an Airbnb unit, so the cleaning crew cleans that every time someone checks in and checks out. Oh. They don't really have to clean it every time, but it really needs to be done at least once a month. And you'll see some buildup of something on there. Then the AC crew will clean this once. Right now it's every, I think, 4 months. 3 to 4 months they come in and clean it. And once every like 6 months to a year, they'll actually remove it, clean inside the system to make sure that there isn't any mold, mildew, or pollen building up on there. Right. Normal people will never notice. Yeah. But since we have medical patients staying, they do notice.
So they do that. We don't have to worry about setting that up.
They should be doing that automatically. What we need to do is monitor to verify. So the Excel spreadsheet that you see, you'll see when was the AC maintained last. And you guys update it. They're supposed to inform you that they did it. They're supposed to tell you that they did it, but they're also supposed to ask you, because how are you going to come inside? Yeah. They can't come inside unless they ask you to make sure that it's available to come inside. Okay. So if you don't hear from them and you're like, it's been 3 to 4 months, and you're like, you check the Excel spreadsheet and you're like, wow, it's been 6 months. Okay. You got to call, hey, John, this property hasn't been done. It is their responsibility to keep up with this. Those you cannot remove because then the door will stop working. It's a do not remove. If you remove it, the door's not working anymore. You go on your phone, you can't do anything because it goes from the Wi-Fi to the door. They get rid of that, the Wi-Fi won't talk to the door, you have to come in person. Now we have to put somewhere in our lease, in our Airbnb agreement, is if they remove the nest, and we have to do whatever we have to do to come, they have to pay. Now we'll do it to help them, but if they make the mistake and they don't follow the rules, they have to pay for you to come here and do that because they're taking away from something else. The point is we don't want to come here. We want it to be to notice, oh, there's a charge for this. What is this? Oh, that's what it is? All right, I'll make sure not to touch it. So we want to start using Loom. And what Loom is a video kind of similar like a TikTok where you record and you just explain how to use something or where it is. Hey, you'll find it in here. Something like to those lines. Basically giving people directions. Very good for directions. Then you show them how to use it. You want to keep the video to 1 to 5 minutes. The shorter, the better. And break it up into sections. If it is something that's long, you break it up to sections, right? So people understand, oh, how do I refill water in here? That's one video. How do I turn this on? That's another video. Those shouldn't be like this. It should be avoidable to be the same video because just to keep it more likely for them to watch it. So, I prefer this being up here, and this item will only work with certain pots and pans. And there's obviously it's like kind of confusing to some person, like, okay, what is turning it on? Is this turning it on or locking it? Is this turning it on? Like, what does this mean? So you can explain to them while you're recording it, and then show them. Some people will bring their own pots and pans. They need to use specific pots and pans. Now, it's not like only one pot and pan will work with this. There's many types, but there's different bottoms. So not every bottom will work with it. Like if they bring their own, some people do bring their own pots and pans. They're like, oh, it's not working. Are you using our pots and pans? Okay. Right? You know, and that we put that in the video. Please make sure that you use our pots and pans. This will not. If it doesn't sense that that's on it, it won't turn on. Okay. So if a kid comes and jams all these things and just, they won't get burned.
Okay, that's
nice.
Good.
So they have to know that it will know if it's on or not.
Okay.
So so it's cool, $60. What's annoying is they are temperamental and they can break easier than I would like. But what's nice is they have so much of them on IKEA that if it does break within the year, I normally just take it back, get a brand new one, and bring it in. So I just cycle them out with them and just say, hey, you know, like, and we're going to IKEA usually once in a while anyway. So, you know, normally I'll buy extra. I always have extra in the back because we should never have, sorry, we don't have it.
Yeah.
Go to the back, we have a storage room, pull out the good one, put out the bad one, write bad, then, you know, we'll return those and get new ones and just keep it moving. Also later, we're gonna be closing this off. So if someone has a dog back here, I'm gonna fence that off there. So we're gonna fence that area, close this fence area, fence this area, all of that. So later, it doesn't leave. It can stay back here. Because some people are like, oh, do you have a place for a dog? Yes, we do. Here it is. It's a high value for them.
Yeah.
We have a place for a dog with the yard, and we have a pool. We're downtown. Like, you don't. How are you gonna find all those things? The place that charges almost $2,000 for a 1-bedroom, the new build, has no green space, has no pool.
Wow.
So we have all utilities included. They don't include all utilities. So when you're looking to hire, don't think I'm looking to hire 2 people. Say I'm looking to hire probably 6. And if I'm gonna hire 6, I need to interview or go through 60 people, which means I need to go through 600 resumes to get to that. Like if we're gonna say, how does it usually work? 100 brings you 10, 10 brings you 1. So 600 is what you should think. So you're like, okay, if it's 600, how many do I need to go? How can I make 600 go fast? So because it's 4 dryers, we can't wait a year.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So we need to do it like once every 6 months.
Wait, is there a filter there that you take out?
No, it's literally just air blowing out, but as you're blowing the air out, lint builds up in there. Because there's a lint,
They have to vacuum it.
they vacuum out, yes, and they push it out. And there's a,
Fix it every 6 months?
so normally it's once a year, but since there's four of them there, they should do it at least once every 6 months. It's because of the volume of usage, and it's, you know, it's a standard pipe. It's not a commercial big pipe, right? It's the same pipe that you have one on. We have 4 on there. So, and it's like $70, I think they charge. They come $70 and, you know, they're done in like an hour. And then inside, obviously, the dryers, there's filters.
Right.
So the cleaning crew should go in there once a week, right? Once a week when they come, go into there, they clean that area, and they should check all, now that each tenant is supposed to take the dryer vent out, take out the lint after every use. But they might not. So we have to put up a sign and send them an email and send them a reminder and put it to the Airbnb. This is our filter.
This is the gas.
The gas that heats all this building, all 3 units. But this is commercial grade. This can actually do way more. So this is 7A. This is our largest 1-bedroom.
Wow.
And like I mentioned before, underneath these floors are actually sound deadening. And on the bottom, under the subfloor, we actually have insulation as well to help reduce the sound. Nothing's perfect, but it's significantly better than other properties. This lifts up so you can actually work on your laptop in here, eat here. You got a table there to eat, and you can actually have it laid out here with it here and this table there to be like a living room, dining room section. I guess someone moved it around.
Okay.
Someone else did it, maybe because they wanted to,
With the
the
TV.
angle for the TV. And this is actually, it's very spacious. Again, this is
This is the first time we come in here.
yeah, so this is very nice. Again, it's as big as our 2-bedroom, but it's a 1-bedroom. 2 walk-in closets in here.
Yeah.
It's 2 walk-in closets. I added this here with an extension with a USB Type B and a USB Type C plug. So you can take your laptop and not plug it in, but actually directly connect it here so the power will come in more directly. So charge your phones, charge whatever. Put your laptop here while you're cooking so you can watch your show while you're doing it. This is pretty cool. I had to get a slim because I didn't want, the cabinets were really good condition, so we didn't change them. So we actually got a slim microwave. It's really cool.
That is so cool.
So really everything you need, dishwasher as well. Now this is the filter, the whole house filter. All of the fridges in this complex have, and everybody gets water obviously. This is for where you can put in like for a scent. And this right here is a water filter. When COVID hit, even though we are antimicrobial and very clean here, very green, business dropped. Switched everything to annual. Got right back to business, to covering our expenses and still making money. So flipping back and forth, you know.
How often?
6 months.
6 months.
So these are I made sure everything, and our goal is to make everything 6 months.
Okay.
Obviously, if you can switch it to a year, that'd be great. But it's now everything is normally 6 months.
So when they come, they do everything together. And
All
they
4.
leave.
So I was driving down the street and I see this property. Most of the homes on this street will sell for like $975, 2,500 square foot house. And I was like, I'm not gonna check. It's probably too much money. But again, I felt like God was telling me, you know what, just check. So I check. Been on the market for 1 hour. They're asking $329,000. So I call the agent and I say, I want to see the property. I own all these other properties and I want to buy it. I come back, check the property out, do a walkthrough. Me and the owner talk. He's a Marine, talking about the economy, finance, how the American dollar sucks right now. We hit it off and he said, all right, I'll sell it to you. $329 is basically what the dirt's worth. So we're gonna be in a very good price. We're gonna fix the property up, probably spend like $100,000 on it, easy, and bring it back to life. Keep it historic, but just give everything quality inside. So we're gonna probably have it up for rent in January for Airbnb season. After season's over, we're gonna go through and gut everything and remodel. Plus it takes right now 3 to 6 months to get permits approved. So we're gonna still work through the permitting process. So by the time we get the permitting done, season will be over and we can just rock and roll and get this rented.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's the
So this is a 1970s pool.
I like it.
It's a big jacuzzi.
I like it.
So we're gonna get this remodeled and probably move all the pumps and stuff over there out of the garage. And that's cool. Look at that, the thing he built, the shower.
I like that. That is so cute.
Yeah, it's very cute. So downstairs is an apartment. He used that as his office.
Who lives there?
He was a doctor, psychology. Downstairs he used it as his office. And actually upstairs is also a psychologist. She rents. So,
Okay.
and then there's also the garage we're gonna convert.
I really like this. I like the vibe of this.
So this is this. Now we're gonna go next door. And then later the fence is gonna be open, so it's gonna be all together like Safety Harbor. Nice big courtyard.
Open on.
Yeah. And then we're gonna change this. All this is gonna be pavers.
Oh, I was wondering where Jez had gone.
So this kind of feels different because of how they set it up and how much green it is here and not here.
Yeah.
So the goal is actually to take up all these pavers and pave this as well and pave it across. And then what we're gonna be doing is connecting from here to there, putting up some tarps to just put up some shaded areas to give them some shade too.
Like
Because
those
right now it's
sails?
like, yeah, like a set, like, but right now it's like strong, you know? But when a storm comes, we have to make sure to take those down so it doesn't like, you know, cause problems. So this is this side of the property and there's parking in the back. So this is street parking, a lot of street parking, and there's also some back parking.
Yeah.
So like, you know, sometimes
Masadi.
it's different, right? Like, because the thing is like, we come from a mindset, or we grew up in a mindset that's like, oh, we don't have enough, we don't have enough, we don't have enough. There is a different problem people have. I have too much and I can't keep the cash because cash is trash. So there's people this problem that they have to get rid of it. The people that owe a lot of money in taxes, they have to get rid of it. So they need someone to help them fix their problem. And that's what we're doing now. So they have money. Again, we have to buy like $8 million worth of real estate to help them fix their problem before the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's a nice problem to have. So this is the new property we have under contract. We're closing in middle of December. So we're just going through the details. We're finalizing everything. We actually got owner financing too, so there's no bank paper, there's no appraisals, there's no nothing, it's just inspection. So it's gonna be pretty fast. The tenants have been here for a very long time, so to get into doing an inspection is taking us a little bit more time. So by the middle of December, we'll have it ours, it'll be done. And the same thing we're doing with everything else, we're gonna do here. So that's why we have to get these rented and finished and get it off of our head. Okay, it's whatever we can get it, rent it. Whatever it is, just fill it. Because we have to bring in money because we're gonna have more stuff to do. So this is 5 more units, 2 units in the front and 3 in the back.
I like
It's 1920, right? It's very 1920.
I love
very,
it.
very
It is
good.
very cozy.
Yes, so 1920, like I like the historic. People, and this is why, you saw the empty land in between.
Mm-hmm.
How, like Pascal, how do you know you're gonna win? They're gonna build a $1.5 million house. We bought our fourplex for $800. I don't know how I'm not gonna win,
Right.
right? A single family home is 1.5, so my fourplex should be worth 2 mil, you know? So that's how I see, like it makes it so easy to say, okay, I'm gonna win. And valuation. Now regarding what is it gonna bring in rent, that's a different answer. Sometimes you can get a lot of valuation, but not enough rent. That can give you a problem because if you don't have enough rent coming in, you're gonna have a problem with paying your bills.
Right.
So you have to balance the two. What's nice here is, what did I say? They're gonna be coming over 200-300 jobs, or all 6 figures. And those people can pay $3,500 for the rent. And what's the current rent? $400 to $900. All of the things together give me a very strong thing to say many ways we can win, not just one. So you have, not just through Airbnb, we can make money. Some people buy properties and only can make money if it's Airbnb. We're trying to get this one. We can't really get a hold of them. We're trying to get this one. It's hard to get a hold of them because you want to have as many next to each other, just like Monopoly. The game is no different than in real life. If you can get more in a row, the better. So that was our day. We went through all the properties, showed Ev and Zaina where everything is, the locations, and all the great features in the area, the restaurants, the water access. So we went through and showed mostly the maintenance items as well because we want to make sure that we have very high quality product for our clients. It was great seeing you guys, and I'll see you next time.